Okay. So, all right. So, this is why cures are not good in our environment. Okay? The whole looking for a cure is basically saying that you basically want to resist the environment, resist the adaptation, and then you want to overheat, and then you want to pass away. That is exactly that's why humans pass away, because they're in a cured state in a dynamic environment. Okay? And so how did I figure this out? Because of the Trinity of human PCBs. Okay? Which is a printed circuit board. The top of the pyramid is intelligence, and then you have the insulin or the insulation, and then you have the energy, and you have to balance out both sides. Then you have the trinity of adaptation, mutagenesis. The uracil is what gives us the ability to fluctuate with the environment. And so there's specific programming, written code in the RNA, okay, which that uracil is the anomalous code that gives the ability for the person to be able to move into different microbiomes and not die on contact. What's going to happen is there'll be one programming that you have, and there'll be the programming in the new environment. And that uracil is going to be that link in between your old environment and your new environment. Okay? And that comes with the trinity of infrastructure, central processing units. You have biology and you have electronics. Those two go hand in hand. And so the uracil is the link for you to be able to transition from one environment to another without any major complications. But why are there major complications? Because people are in a cured state. They're resisting the change in the environment. The resistance then causes a person to overheat because they're taking all their cures. They're trying to fight something that they can't really fight. They have to actually go with it and feed their body and deal with the evolution, deal with the energy. They have to have the insulation to deal with the evolution, with the new programming. Like, when there are two people, one has one program, the other one has another program, one program eventually is going to come out of that. When you have two people trying to get together and figure out how they're going to cohabitate, somebody is going to have the overriding program to say, okay, I'm going to be the leader and you're going to be the follower, and that's it. You can't have two leaders and you can't have two followers. Okay? And so with this virus, okay, what's also happening is that they're transducers. So imagine all these little mini antibodies, the monoclonal antibodies, they're all little mini transducers. And so when you get exposed to a variant that then finally takes hold of your system, and then it induces an immune response, it induces a bunch of little tiny transducers, transducers, whatever. And then they go and do their things, so they're actually generating heat. And so there's going to be one programming in your body that is going to be trying to resist it. There'll be another program that's coming in trying to take it over. And so you're in a microcosmic war within your body. You don't even know it. Okay, and then you're taking all these painkillers so you don't feel anything. And then you don't know until you pass away because of heart failure or lung failure or brain failure. Okay, so think about a program like your phone. Okay, you have a phone. Well, my phone right there. But let's say you have a computer or a phone and there's glitches in the programming. Or it's trying to upload a new programming. And there is some issue with it. And so your computer or your phone starts getting hot. There's no release of the energy. And so there's so much resistance, and then it overheats, and then all of a sudden your phone dies. Like when you put a wrong adapter to your phone. So there's two different programmings, two different voltages. And so your phone starts having weird messages or weird things go on because the amount of energy, excuse me, the amount of voltage is too high for that phone. And so that's when the phone starts resisting that voltage, and then it overheats, it feels so hot, and then it dies. It just burns out. And that's why they say that's where house fires come from, because people are putting the wrong adapters or the wrong voltages to the wall, and then there's like a short circuit. Okay, so that's what happens with humans. When humans have one specific viral programming that is based on their telomeres and based upon the current environment, and then someone new comes in, Whether it's a new person or a new viral entity, there's going to be resistance. But at some point, you're going to have to stop resisting. Because if you keep resisting, guess what happens? You overheat and then you die. When someone dies from a heart attack, their body is trying to resist something, doesn't have the strength to resist it, it overheats because there's so much energy and there's not enough insulation, and they pass away. And that's what's happening right now in the activist world. That's what's happening in those that are not in the activist world that are trying to like take all these different therapeutics. But here's the thing, if you don't insulate your body and deal with the pain, it won't matter if you don't take a therapeutic, because guess what? Your body's still going to resist the programming because you trained your body to be in a cured state. That's what the danger of cures are, is that in a dynamic environment, you can't possibly be cured and be in a very inert state, because your body is always going to try to resist something or go with something and align itself with something. And if it keeps resisting, it's going to use up so much energy and it's going to overheat and die. And that's what happens with cars that overheat. The radiator is overheating. My phone's overheating. Okay, and so PCBs, this is all physics. Humans are exactly like a printed circuit board. It's all physics, relays, circuit relays, intelligence, insulation. You know, there's specific designs, there's specific purposes. Okay, and so I told you guys a long time ago, resistance is futile. The environment's already changed. Are you adapting or are you resisting? And I can tell who the resistors are. I could totally tell. And so that's why I don't have a lot of patience for people who resist. I don't have a lot of patience for someone that can't articulate both sides of an argument. They always take one side and that's it. Oh, they like JJ's, but they can't even articulate another side of the argument. And so that's where J-Juice is not going to work for them, because they can't even articulate why J-Juice, because they're going to keep taking J-Juice as if it was like a cure. They're not going to eat all the food in the food supply. They're going to totally resist the biofortification. I already see it. I already can actually predict those that are on my J-Juice protocol who are still in the holistic world use J-Juice as a cure and also as a way to energize their symptoms away, energize their evolution away, energize their body away. And then guess what? The environment is still aggressive. They're still going to resist all of the different changes. And then they'll end up like everybody else, overheating and passing away. And so I get it now. I mean, I had to actually move to the physics part of my book, because it is all physics. It's all physics. Printed circuit board circuitry. You know? And the uracil is the link that allows you to adapt from one microbiome to another. The vaccines are the link between one environment to another, but you still must be able to support your body correctly to deal with the evolution, regardless if you get symptoms from the virus, from J-Juice, or from a therapeutic. You must feed your body correctly. Don't be discriminatory and deal with the freaking pain and stop energizing it away with either an antibiotic or probiotic. See, it's great to give life, but you can give too much life to something. You can give too much energy to something, and it will deplete you because you haven't backed it up with something substantial. Okay? It's like overinflating something and then there's nothing to back it up. That's what these people who spew out a lot of hot air, they're all in the activist world. They're like, trying to promote cryptocurrency where there's nothing really behind it, but they're trying to now make it more environmentally friendly. But that's the thing, is that, when you overinflate your stock price and you have nothing to back it up, you eventually it'll crash. And that's what's going on with people, is that people are crashing all over the place. And I'm trying to help you not to crash. But you have to deal with your pain. You have to stop being discriminatory. You have to understand that this is about physics. This is about devices. It's about transistors. It's about transducers. This is about energy, electricity, insulation. Okay? And so, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's true. The dad bods are going to win out. And those that can deal with pain and can face pain and characterize pain as something amazing, they're going to win out. I love the pain. I purposely don't take J-Juice when I'm in the pain. I deal with it. Okay? I took J-Juice for a lot, and then eventually I just tapered off it. For some reason, I just didn't want it. I didn't want the J-Juice. Because I was doing so much stuff. I was eating food. I was getting the poop out. If I was getting the poop out and I saw that What had me stop doing J juice at some point and only did it intermittently is when I saw the same food from the day before come out the next day, like corn. When you know that your system is actually going through its processes and you eat corn like yesterday and then the next morning corn comes out, that's when you know your system is so on point. When every food that you've eaten the day before comes out the next day. If you don't see the same food come out of your butt the next day from the day before, then you have a sluggish immune system, which means that yes, you still need to work those muscles. But as soon as you're able to see the same food come out, whether you make it come out without the J juice in some way or another, you'll figure that out, or you don't do so much J juice that you energize away your evolution in the nutrients. But I'm telling you, I stopped doing J juice when I knew I can get the poop out and have it be the same food, but obviously in a poopy form that I had the day before. And then I would just exercise out muscle. And I would be very intent. I would cough. I would sneeze. I'd blow my nose when I'm pooping. Because all of that exercises your whole alimentary canal. So Jilly juice is very strategic. It's not something that you're going to learn over in academia, because they want you dependent upon somebody to go and open up rectums and do prostate exams and open up all your channels and look at everything through all the different... No, you can do all that shit yourself without having somebody stick stuff in you. Okay? You could figure out how to energize muscles with just by coughing, by blowing your nose. When I blow my nose, it makes pooping easier sometimes. I know when I have poop in my body, it's because my nose is like filled up. And so that's when you pay attention to your body, not be like automatic pilot. But most people out there are automatic pilot. And so they resist the environment, they overheat, and then they freaking die. And I'm trying not to have you guys resist the environment, resist the pain. Don't resist the freaking pain. That's why I get pissed off when you guys say, oh, I'm in pain, it sucks, da, da, da. I'm like, dude, that is the gift of freaking life. And if you can't recognize that, then let me tell you, you're not made to be in a world that's going to be changing for a while. Because 7 billion people are going to be mutating all these viruses. That's like one program and another. It's like you're getting uploaded so many programs that are going to be overlapping each other and resisting each other. And you're going to have to deal with whatever. It's not going to end for a while. Imagine what you saw. It was like every flu season. Everybody was getting sick on flu, but at least getting sick was like, okay, no big deal. You have a little cold and you stay home for a couple of days, right? Oh, this is going to be like even more than just the flu season. COVID and all the derivatives of COVID and whatever else is out there, who knows what, it's going to be fucking insane. And if you have to prepare yourself and you can't resist the environment, you can't resist the pain, don't wash it away with J juice, don't wash it away with antibiotics. Deal with the pain. Because I'm telling you, like, we've had now over a year and a half of figuring out how this environment's going to be. How is J juice going to evolve with the environment? That's the whole point of J juice, is to evolve with the environment. And if you're not evolving with the environment, if you're resisting the environment and you can't handle the pain, you can't handle the energy, then you'll be in a cured state, you'll overheat, and you'll freaking die. No two ways about it. And you'll age very, very quickly. Just look at your friends and family. They've aged a lot since the COVID's been around. Well, yeah, all that energy and they're resisting it. People are getting cancer, people are getting tumors, they're getting, diseases, they're getting heart attacks and strokes. They can't handle the electricity. Mark my words, watch your world the next 3 months. Prepare yourself and deal with the pain. Don't overdo J juice, don't underdo J juice. Do just enough and pack on the freaking insulation because you're going to need it next winter if you're in the West. All right, bye.